Hey yo everyone, it's Anime Kiaman, and today I'm going to be reviewing episode 89 of Gegege no Kitarou. And I gotta say, this episode, wowzers, it was another exceptional Gegege no Kitarou episode for a variety of reasons. Because this episode, Norihyoin, even though for the most part he didn't do anything directly, with the way he manipulated the actions, my goodness, he's affected the plot of Gegege no Kitarou in just a smaller span of episodes more than antagonists in the series like Backbeard and some of the other yokai like the Tanuki. That's how impressive he is. As far as impact goes, I'd say only Nanashi can have maybe a stake as being one of the antagonists that has had as much as Norihyoin. But at this point, Norihyoin is gonna overtake Nanashi as far as Gegege no Kitarou antagonist. So gotta give props to that, because I like how in this episode he manipulates another relatively powerful yokai, Tanome, who normally just does pranks when it comes to people. But he manipulates the mind of this yokai, where he gets this yokai to kill politicians that are trying to make like this law that's gonna go against yokai, where there's gonna be a budget so that there can be weaponry produced that can kill yokai. And during this episode, it was just extreme to like see those images of like the politicians pretty much dead. And during this episode, things heat up, because you see like the higher level politicians being like wanting to do surveillance on humans who actually think, at least the ones in the committee actually think these type of acts or laws against yokai are wrong. And that's just shows you how extreme things are getting in the Gegege no Kitarou setting, because for one, all this conflict is really a natural occurrence if you really think about it, because when the Tanuki took over earlier in the series, that caused a lot of conflict. And then we had Inashi. He caused a lot of conflict and probably lots of damage and potentially lots of lives lost. And then you had the four treasonous generals who almost caused extreme war. And then you had Tsunome pretty much going after higher level people of high professional standing. So during all this episode, even though, yes, we do love yokai in the series, I like how the series also shows you things are in shades of gray, because then you're like, well, yeah, I mean, people kind of do have to find a way of protecting themselves against the yokai, because, well, yeah, as we see in the series, not all yokai are good. There needs to be a form of self-defense. So I kind of like things about the series, making some like arguments for the side that wants to make these laws against yokai, even though I'm on the side that there being laws against yokai isn't really good. It does a good job of showing the other side, showing the justification of fear. And that's what I really liked about this episode of Gegege no Kitarou. And then aside from that, the conflict in this episode was good, because essentially, for the most part, you got Tanome pretty much possessing Kitarou's hands, then possessing the hands of Yoko, which is a politician that's actually for the side of yokai. And then it pretty much gets into a confrontation where Tanome dies, but he dies in a way where he makes himself look like a sacrificial figure, where Norihyoin essentially makes Tanome out to be like a sort of like a symbol of self-sacrifice, and that gets yokai to be like really angry and really hate humans, at least some of them. And that's how the episode ends off, and I kind of like that, because this episode, it shows you there are consequences for some of the actions in the previous episodes. So I like that. It makes for some interesting world building, and it's going to make me now wonder how Kitarou is going to take on Norihyoin. And and how he's going to deal with the public perception against yokai now going at least a bit down when it comes to reception. So I like that too. That's why I thought from a story standpoint this episode was interesting and captivating. And there was some tension too. Like when they were taking on the yokai in this episode, Kitarou and Cat Chick, Kitarou was at the point where he was kind of like figuratively pinned down, and he had Cat Chick pretty much help save the day. So I also like that kind of stuff too. That was pretty dang cool. So things like that really made this episode nice. So that's what I have to say from the story standpoint, zero complaints. From the character standpoint, I thought Yoko was great, even though she was likely going to be a one-time character. I found the sequences involving her to be really endearing, especially when she says the line that even though she knows that it's probably never going to happen, yokai and humans coexisting, she still does want that deep down. And I like stuff like that. It's just a shame like how at the end of the episode she's pretty much put in a hospital in custody so that she can't say anything else to the media or anything like that. So the way the episode ends off is kind of sad. But at the same time, I like moments like that, showing you a kind-hearted individual. And aside from that, you even got some cool sequences with like Kitarou too, when he mentions that while he doesn't believe that humans and yokais can coexist, he thinks it's naive to believe that. I like when he mentioned that there are good people like Yoko around, so I kind of like that too. When it comes to Kitarou, showing you again his great amounts of maturity. Because he's able to grasp out of human emotions enough to know that sometimes people can be extremely emotionally distressed, but he's able to analyze deep down that at least some specific people in certain situations are still good people in regards to Yoko. So I like that. You're getting to see Kitarou grasp better at people's emotions there, able to perceive them better. And then on top of that, it did a great job in giving Cat Chick some moments, and it gave Norihyoin some epic moments too. When he pretty much used I believe his name is Tenome, and it pretty much made him pretty epic when he utilized that yokai and made that yokai in like the self-sacrificial figure to further his goals. And yes, it's Tenome. I finally saw it. So things like that really made this episode stand out from a character standpoint. A lot of great character interactions. So that's what I'd say from story and characters. The script was phenomenal. I'd say animation got the job done. And I thought the artwork was actually pretty beautiful. And the voice performances and the music was great. And that's what, taking all these factors into consideration, I'm going to rate this episode a 9 out of 10. Because honestly, it doesn't deserve anything less. I thought this episode brought the full package, and it makes me eagerly anticipate the next episode. Although by the PV, it looks like it's going to be like an idol episode, so that makes me wonder, well, what are the ramifications that occurred in this episode? But then again, maybe it's just going to be in some areas in the Gegege no Kitarou setting. There's going to be some areas where for yokai really negative against humans. We'll see. But I just found that to be pretty interesting in PV. And although in saying that though, it makes me wonder, since Gegege no Kitarou, I think it's going to end soon, it makes me wonder, how still are we going to handle the plot points of the remainder of Blackbeard's henchmen and the Norihyoin situation? I mean, I guess I could solve it if they give Norihyoin some probably 3 episodes near the end, and Blackbeard's henchmen like a few episodes here and there, and they can at the very least resolve the majority of plot points for a clean cut ending, which I'm hoping they go for. But yeah, y'all, these are my thoughts on the episode. Be sure to comment down your thoughts on how I feel about my reaction in the comment section below. Rate the video, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later if you come back for more. Alright, y'all, have a great and safe day. Thank you so much for watching my video. Alright, y'all, have a great and safe day. Bye-bye.